you to help you with your back pain. So this is 6 free resources to help you with your back pain. We started doing these videos frequently in November, and we've created a lot of really good videos, and now what we're going to do is we're going to organize the videos in a way where you can access them, so you can have available to you the resources so you can live pain-free. That is our goal. Why do we do this? In 1988, I was a student at Indiana University, and we were swimming in a rock quarry, and we were jumping off a cliff. And from the top of the cliff, it was 80 feet into the water. And I jumped off that cliff and I smashed my back. Pain would go away. Well, what happened is it didn't go away. And it kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So for 10 years, I had this chronic, severe back pain. And on a scale of 1 to 10, on an average day, my pain was an 8 toward the end. And I'd sort of struggled and had enough, and decided I'd tried chiropractic and it wasn't effective for my condition. I'd tried physical therapy, it wasn't effective for my condition. And I'd done acupuncture and a lot of electrical therapy. And the one thing I didn't do, and it was an option for me, and they thought I would benefit from it, was from surgery, and I chose not to have the surgery. And ultimately I found a way out. But what I suffered with was a severe herniated disc, a severe bulging disc, and a degenerated disc so bad that there was no more disc space. Literally, it was like paper thin, this disc. And I suffered and suffered and suffered, and ultimately I found a way out. I was able to eliminate my back pain and live my life 100% pain-free. I get to do all the things I want to do when it's warm, and it's getting a little bit warmer, but when it's warm, I can golf every day if I want to. I don't have time, but if I did have time, I could golf every day without having any back pain. I'm pursuing a 5th degree in Taekwondo, a 5th degree black belt. I have my 4th degree in black belt now, and I'm working on my 5th. And I couldn't do all these things when my back was when I was suffering with all these problems. But I found a way out, and my way out now is why we do these videos, because I have the experience. I treat back pain for a living, and I have for 23 years, but also I suffered with back pain. So a lot of the back pain theory that you see and you hear on the internet, I'm telling you right now, is not good, because I've lived it, and I know by having lived it that a lot of the things they tell you to do don't work. Matter of fact, for certain types of conditions, we've talked about this a lot. Certain conditions are made, the exercises they give you will make you worse. The herniated disc shouldn't get a lot of rotation. If you're getting a lot of exercises with rotation, or you're getting out of bed wrong, or all the things that we talked to you about, these are things that I suffered with. And these are not necessarily 100% of all the things that I've developed, but I've lived through every one of these, and I know about all the exercises and all the tips and why you need to do them. So this is about the resources that we've developed for you, but it's also about the truth and the reality of how to treat back pain, because I have lived it. I have lived it at a very high degree. Now I'll show you more of my MRI. We're going to do a video this week. We're going to do it today, but I wanted to do this first because we started reorganizing all this data, so it's easier for you to capture and easier for you to get. But we're going to talk about how to read MRIs. So when we do that, we'll use more of my MRIs, so you can see top down, above, down, over, up, the whole thing. So we have a mission. And quite frankly, our mission is to end back pain for everyone forever. And I don't mean just here. I mean everybody. Because I think that if 15% of the population of the planet right now has back pain that's not going away, we have a solution. Our solution solves the problem. Between the tips, the exercise, and our proprietary process of taking the pressure off the disc and healing the disc, back pain for even the worst patients gets better. So this channel is about helping you make better decisions, giving you the education you need, giving you the tips, giving you the exercises. Again, we've developed a 9-step process, and all these things on this website are about the 9-step process. You know, part of our therapy is where we take pressure off the disc. That's the one thing that we can't do unless you come in, but everything else you can learn. Our goal is to give you the tools. Our goal is to give you the tools so you make better decisions and you are able to live pain-free. Because again, our goal, our stated goal, is to eradicate back pain from the planet, because quite frankly, it's one of those problems that's purely biomechanical and functional and strength and stability, but all those are solvable. Again, we talked about how back pain costs as much or more than the treatment of cancer. And cancer is a lot harder to treat. And it costs more to try to fix a back than it does to save somebody's life from cancer. So it's biomechanical. We're not chasing a ghost. It's viable. It's doable. So number one, the goal is to make sure you understand what the problem is. So we have a whole component on education. It's right now it's titled Back Pain and Sciatica. It's a playlist on our YouTube page. And if you're watching this on Facebook and or on Twitter or anywhere else that we're doing this, Instagram, then we have all these videos and we do them live every day. And if you're on Facebook, they're hard to find to go back to the old ones. But if you go to our YouTube channel, which is, if they type in Illinois Back Institute, they'll get it, right? So if you type in YouTube, Illinois Back Institute, you'll find our page. That's the title of our page. And we have all these videos there. We've got 500 videos and we've done 100. This is number 100. Since we started this, November 7th was the first day we did live. We've done 100 of them in the last however many days, 4 months, 5 months. So we have videos in the educational section, which is titled Back Pain and Sciatica. And it's all about what is back pain, what it causes a herniated disc, what is a herniated disc, what is stenosis, what's the difference between a bulging disc and a herniated disc, what is spondylolisthesis, and that's kind of the hidden cause. So we talk about all these things. We talk about the anatomy. You have to really understand what you're dealing with. I get this question every day. We've done 100 videos and people say, oh, I've got a disc protrusion. What is that? Well, these videos will help you better understand, because when you truly understand it, you're able to make better decisions. So we have the educational videos in the section titled Back Pain and Sciatica. We have back tips. Right now I think we have 13, and we put the food tip in there, and we may separate the motion tips with the food tips. I'm big on the food tips, but the food tips don't necessarily solve your problem. But I tell you what, they make you feel better. They lower some of the inflammation in and around the joint that is causing you active pain, so you feel a little bit better. But more importantly, the tips that we give you for food really will give you a better life and a better lifestyle. It's really good quality eating, and really avoiding the foods that are inflammatory, and eating more of the anti-inflammatory foods. So we have a whole section about the tips. We have a section about stretches. And I don't know how many videos are on there. Do you know how many videos are on there? Currently we have maybe 15, maybe 20. And I think probably there's 30 that we're just going to keep putting on there, and we're going to make more every week. Now in the end, there may only be 50 exercises. We could probably come up with 3,000. But in the end, there might just be 50 that are really important. And I wouldn't recommend you do 50. I'd recommend you do 3 or 4 at any given time. And then we have exercises. Same with the stretches, we're going to have exercises. And the goal with the exercise is to really give you the education about what you need. Or just remember core, lower cross syndrome, upper cross syndrome, posture. These are all the variables you have to address. And these are the variables that we do address. Now, this section, we should call it HOPE or something. I don't know what we're going to call it, but right now it's patient-reported outcomes. So this is what the patient tells us their experience was with our treatment. The one thing doctors don't currently have to do, although it's going to change, and we may push it forward really hard because right now we're winning the race. But sometimes we're the only one in the race because nobody publishes their outcomes. But our goal is for you to understand what type of problem can get better with our type of treatment, and really what type of problems get better with other treatments. What is physical therapy good for? What is chiropractic good for? What is acupuncture good for? What are injections good for? What type of problem is solved by those treatments, and then how does ours compare to that? because that's the true story. Or how does it compare to surgery, which is a bigger story, and we should do a whole video just on fusion. And we've done some of those, but I mean, really, the story for fusion is truly unbelievable. I mean, it really is very, very, very ineffective. It's probably 90% of all the cost for back pain treatment in our country is fusion surgery, and it barely works at all. I'm going to get some heat for that, but it's true. So we've got these cases. Right now we've got 1,022. We're starting back on this again because we were caught in another project. Now we're going to come back to this, and by the summer we should have another couple thousand, so maybe up to 3,000 or 4,000. We have a lot of patient testimonials. We're going to have them condition specific for the same reason as the case studies are going to be condition specific. We're going to have herniated disc, all our testimonials of our patients, bulging disc, all these different categories. So if you have a problem, you can go right in there and watch the videos. You don't have to watch them all. Some of them are a little bit long, but really the whole idea is to know what can get better as a result of our treatment. So those are the 6 sections. Be aware, our goal really is to help you. Our goal is to give you the tools. If you have the tools, again, people are truly, truly suffering, and they don't know what to do. They've tried chiro, PT, they tried the injections, they even tried the surgery, and they're worse, and they don't know what to do, and they're stuck. They're stuck in this sort of little zone of, I'm not getting better, I'm only getting worse, my life is terrible. So we can help you. Okay, it's not a miracle what we do. Our treatments are effective for the disc, which is why you have problems that don't go away, and we can help you. So the whole idea behind this information is you have to access it. If you're watching this on Facebook, we'll put a link above. You click on that link and you'll have access to the resources, but also anytime you want any of these videos, you can go to our YouTube page and we'll put a link right on the Facebook page, right? Because we can do that. And then same thing, Facebook, just subscribe to our page and you'll be alerted to when we go live, and everybody needs to subscribe to our page. And Twitter, we're here for you. Again, if you have any questions, you can go to our Facebook page. Anybody has a question, you can just comment in the comment section, and I think that's it. So that's the story today. It's really about helping you make the best decision. So share this information with your friends. Again, our mission is to eliminate back pain. I know it can be eliminated. An article just came across about how when they're going to go to Mars, they're going to have some back problems. So we might be going to Mars as well, because when you're in outer space, your bones get thinner and you're more likely to have fractures. So if anybody's going to go to Mars, be aware of that. We'll talk about that. You got a couple years though, because that's not happening right away. Share our information, like our page, subscribe to YouTube. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. Instagram, you got to Instagram us, and then you got to tweet us on Twitter and follow us on both. And we're here for you. Our goal, if you have questions, ask questions. I've had 4 or 5 people in the last couple days say, I need a doctor in my town. Can you find me somebody? And every once in a while we find somebody that probably can do something similar. So if you need that, we can help you. If you want to come see us, you can come see us. That's it. I'm getting told that I got to cut it off. The music's playing. Do you hear the music playing? That's it. I'm out. Thank you. Is it still rolling? I think YouTube's rolling. Have a good night. Goodbye.